I dropped out of school at a young age. I was working for £5 by then as a security guard. I think I got the traits of being truthful from the British people. I started with one project, I delivered. The second one, I delivered. The phone never stopped ringing. Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? I never lived a luxurious life on the other side. The first time I started constructing, I came with only £3,000. To be honest with you, it started much of a charity, not like business. I just wanted people, Ugandans working abroad, to have something reasonable back here. My advice to them, if you want to live a reputable life, even after your job, real estate. England got nothing from us. Money we used to get back to Uganda. I was making a little in England, but the investments back here. After some time, whatever I bought had increased in terms of value. Now, when you tell a young man that go in a less developed area, buy yourself a piece of land.
And keep quiet.
And keep quiet. They'll be like, nah. That's why landlords don't have customer care. They don't care. They know you want it. You cannot start sleeping on trees.
Landlords don't have
they don't have customer care. They don't care.
They don't.
You want them.
I hope you're not that type of landlord.
Hello viewers, it's nice having you. My name is Haji Bakaluba. I'm the CEO of Bakaluba Property Services. At the same point, I am a motivational speaker, or you can call me a life coach. Welcome.
Haji, thank you so much for coming on my channel, and thank you so much for your time.
The pleasure is mine.
So I'll ask the very first question.
Go on.
As doing some research to come and have this conversation with you, and I found something that caught my attention. So I'm going to ask, how does someone build 200 homes in 1 year? I saw that somewhere.
You saw it on Wadamaya.
Okay. Does he build a home every 2 days? How does one person build 200 homes in 1 year?
Actually, it is passion. In business, there's something people miss out. If you want your business to run, to escalate at a high speed, Jack Ma of Alibaba said that you need to look for a problem and solve a problem. When I came from the UK, after staying there for 19 years, I used to listen to people's problems when they want to invest back home. It was their relatives taking their money, friends, and it was always a fight. So definitely I spotted, yes, there was a problem, and I was like, okay, I'm the one now to fill in the void here. I came, I announced myself, and good enough, they could see that this guy has been here 19 years. By the time I came back, I was 38 years ago. 38 years, yeah. That was 3 years ago.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah.
Very recently?
Yeah, very recently. Wow. I'm just making 3 years next month here in Uganda. In Uganda.
So you've lived all your life, for most of your life in the
diaspora?
Half
of it. I went when I was 19. I came back when I was 38. So it was half-half.
Wow,
but
really
yeah, part of me is English, part of me Ugandan.
But you sound very Ugandan. Your Uganda is very conk. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I think I got the traits of being truthful from the British people. And when I started doing my work, what I sold out to people was, I'm a truthful person. I started with one project, I delivered. The second one, I delivered. And I was using social media so well.
For marketing.
Yeah, people saw it, and that was it. I never stopped. The phone never stopped ringing. Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? And when I started, I thought it was a joke. I had 1, 2 clients thinking that it was going to fizzle out. It never did. Wow. They started calling, I have my house here, I need finishing. And before I knew it, I realized that I needed to come up with a big group of people who knew what they were doing, and we started doing it. So the demand was there. Don't be surprised that we managed to come up with 200 houses.
In 1 year?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So,
Some of the houses, I do consultation. So now that is part of our collection as well.
as a company?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it started much of a charity, not like business. I just wanted people, Ugandans working abroad, to have something reasonable back here, such that when they come back, they will know that it was worth it. They were lacking that. When you visit their sites, they were all broken. The materials were substandard, the finishing. And when I started doing what I was doing, they realized that this guy had an eye for something beautiful. And hey, that's how I got my guys. And since then, we never stopped up to now. But I reached a point where I was mental and physically worn out.
Tired, exhausted.
I was exhausted. I got excited in the beginning, but then later on, I was like, okay, now I need to look after myself. My health was going down. I think I was excited and I was in disbelief.
Oh, yes.
Because in Uganda, as you know, jobs, people are looking for what to do. And when people are screaming to give you work, it excites you.
Yes,
so
of
I
course.
couldn't say no.
New client, you
new client
definitely become
every day,
excited,
every day. The quality was good, and the execution was excellent. And it never stopped. It
So
never
Haji,
stopped.
when you're saying that you sound like an expert, so prior
I would
to
love to call
coming back
myself
to
that.
Uganda, did you have any experience in the real estate industry? Had you constructed some homes? How did you figure out how to put this whole thing together?
My dad was a landlord. By the time he checked out, I think he had like 300 homes.
Oh, wow.
So
So you took inspiration
from
that.
him. Yeah, it is something I learned automatically. The subconscious mind of me is just construction. And we were not like we were just children of the landlord. We were workers on site.
Even as a child?
As a child.
Okay.
I did all the sections in construction.
I
As a helper, as a we call them fundis,
Yes,
as a
fundi.
painter.
Or
I know
porter.
I have all the skills. I used to work on
okay.
site.
Okay.
So when I went to England, all of my money straight away started making investments in Uganda.
As you are working, you are
From
investing
day
here?
one. From day one. Actually, my first interview was in Chanja. I had constructed 34 apartments.
As you are still in England?
Yeah, by then I had, that is the year I came back.
Okay.
And after like 8 months, I had finished them. I came with the cash, after some time I was doing my stuff. And people were like, oh, this guy has told us that he was a security guard. How did he manage to do that? Then we had a sit down with the interviewer and I had to say my bit. And I told them how I came to amassing all of that amount of money. I told the story on how the 19 years I managed to build up the capital, what I was doing, and all the money I made it from Uganda. I was making a little in England, but the investments back here. After some time, whatever I bought had increased in terms of value. So when I added it up, it was straightforward. And people could see that everything was adding up.
So meaning, when you went to the UK at 19, were you a student or you started to work immediately?
I started working immediately. I started working.
So as you're working, you're sending money back home and investing it into real estate?
I wasn't sending money back home. I was bringing the money myself.
Yourself?
Here. Yeah.
And building for yourself and then going back?
Yeah, then going back.
So you didn't trust anyone to do
And I never trusted anyone.
Wow, that's very interesting.
And actually, I'm so amazed that people trust me. I'm the kind of a guy who has trust issues. I never trusted anyone. I used to come in here, do everything by myself.
Finish and then go back to the UK?
And for all those years, I never relented. I never stopped. Everything. It's like I had this discipline for all those years. Whatever I believed in, I executed without slowing down. It was just persistence throughout. And when I came back, actually, I came back with confidence that even if my construction did not prevail, I was all right. I was ready to retire. I loved home so much that my heart never committed to being in England. Not at all. Though I had a family there, but nothing. I just wanted to be back home. Simple
So as
that.
a 19-year-old, because 19 is young.
19 is young.
So 19, your early 20s as a young man, where do you get this determination to think, okay, I'm saving, I'm working here, I'm going to save as I take, but where do you get that kind of knowledge?
Actually, that is what made me a motivational speaker or a life coach. I went through the process, and whatever I'm telling people right now, it is something not necessarily that I read it. I tell my life. Okay, I had siblings, I had friends who were earning more than me, but in terms of results, they cannot tally with me.
So you were always focused
I
person,
was
even as a young man.
always focused. Always focused. Even when I came back here, I just live a quiet life. I'm just a quiet person. You always find me home. I don't know where governor or anything is. I'm just here. All I know is work, saving. I just lived a disciplined life. That's all I,
Oh, okay.
I could tell.
I
And
understand that.
the kind of a job I was doing gave me ample time to sit down and I read. I read. I read. I used to listen to personal development audios. That's why in Uganda here, when I hear young men say that when you hear motivational speaker, mutuge, I feel sorry for them. Because for me, it wasn't initially formal education. It was street. It was continuous education. I was going through. I used to listen to those videos and I took them seriously. Those guys, they can give the information you need. The problem here, people get the information, but they gather it for the sake of gathering it.
That's true. They don't implement
Yeah, they
it.
don't implement it. But for me, I took it upon myself that whatever I was hearing was true and I was committed to see it through. And I saw it through.
Wow.
One year, second year, and the plots here, I was telling people about the first plot I bought here. I bought it for 6.2 million. That was in 2002.
Wow,
By,
that's a long time. And
yeah,
how old are you at this point?
yeah, I think I was 21.
Wow.
And by the time I sold it off, it went for 160 million.
Wow, because it has appreciated.
Yeah,
over
it
all
had
these years.
appreciated. And I keep on telling people that if you want to make money in real estate, you just can't fly from nowhere and you start, unless you have stolen it from somewhere. But you need at least a gap of 10 years. Whatever you invest, you give it time. It will appreciate. With real estate, it's not like buying a car or buying any other commodity. Other commodities will depreciate. But for real estate, from the point you buy it, you will never make a loss.
That's true.
Now, just imagine buying a piece of land and then bang, after 10 years.
So let me ask you a question. Because you're in the UK for 19 years. As a young man, you grow into maybe your young adult ages until you come back to Uganda. At this point, how much properties have you bought or accumulated? And were you investing in rentals? Were you actually building and selling? How much had you at this time? I'm assuming a lot.
There's nothing like a lot. I won't say the amount, but it was a handsome amount. It was a handsome amount. And it is not something I had bought expensively. It is something I had bought at a reasonable price, retained it for a long time, and when you check, the price had gone up. And I'm sorry to say this out. This is my property. I don't think it would have been prudent for me to say it, but I bought this piece of land in 2005 at 23 million.
23 million?
23 million when you
That's a
started
lot
right
of
now.
money in 2005. I was still a kid.
2005.
Meaning it was maybe extremely huge.
Actually,
it's way
sorry.
huger than
I bought it in 2007.
2007.
Yeah, 2007.
But 23 M in 2007 is still like a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, but considerable. If you look at this piece of land, you will need like 400 million to
At
have
the
it.
moment.
At the moment.
And how big is it?
This is 36 decimals.
Wow.
So now you're talking about an increment of what?
I don't know what percentage the mathematicians will do.
300. You must be talking about 370 million.
Yeah.
without doing anything to the land.
Just the land.
Yeah. So if
Wow.
I told you to go and make business and bring that money to me in
It's
cash,
extremely difficult.
it will be extremely difficult. And there's a piece of land I bought in a place called Komamboga. I remember I bought it for 20 million. I bought it from a certain family. That was in 2015. And that was like 12 decimals. If you go to that place right now, the same piece of land, you need at least 160 million
To get it.
to get it. And across, the siblings gave me 28 decimals for 35 million. If you look at the amount you need to buy it right now, it amazes me that people don't understand real estate. If you buy a car of 40 million today, it's going to depreciate when it comes to value.
That's true.
But if you are to look at 40 million in 10 years to
In
come
real
in
estate.
real estate, you'll be amazed. It's only that people lack the ability. They don't go to experts. They don't listen to those who have made it through real estate, how they've done it. This is something we bought with small money. We just left it there.
So they shouldn't underlook places that don't look developed at the moment.
That's it. My
Because
dad.
I'm assuming when you bought this, there was no
Oh
fancy.
my goodness.
Yeah, it
I
was like
remember
a bush
at the back of this building, I built 3 rooms for me to sleep in when I come from England. I never wanted to go in hotel. That is how stingy I was. I wanted to save my money always. And I remember we woke up one day and we found like 6 monkeys around here.
Monkeys.
That is how bad it was.
Really?
Yeah, monkeys. There was nothing here. The neighbors came when I was around.
Wow.
There was no one. Here
Wow.
they used to make bricks just down here. There was no one here. But look at
That's
it.
very interesting.
Look at it. Look at the noise. Look at how many people
I
are here.
know. It's
If
now a
the-
whole blooming
Yeah,
residential
it's all
neighborhood.
packed up.
Booming.
But now when you tell a young man that go in a less developed area, buy yourself a piece of
And
land
keep quiet.
and keep quiet, they'll be like, nah, I don't think that's worth it. But they say that people who are in real estate, they see every coin as a bag of cement. They have got their slangs, but you know,
So is that real actually?
yeah, it is. To get something out of something, you need to be obsessed
With it.
with it. And I tell people the reason as to why you don't see your money or your money is not working for you, you don't label your money. Okay? If I have 100,000, I can easily go out and I spend it. But if I get that 100,000, put it in my wallet and say, this is my school fees for the kids, I will respect that money.
Meaning you won't touch it.
Yes, I've labeled it. It's for a purpose. People here earn money, but they don't have a purpose for money. That's the problem. They will have it, and if you don't have a purpose for it, anything can go. All right?
That's true.
Yeah, if you introduced yourself to me by your name, I'll take you as you. But if you introduced yourself and then said, this is my husband, then the status will change. Do you get it? I won't try anything because I know
She's married.
she's married. And now, people, the money is so tempting. Anywhere you go, the ice cream guy is calling you, Cafe Java is looking at you, nice cars are looking at you. To have the discipline, you have to engrave it in your mind that whatever I'm working for is going here. Real estate is no joke because you need to be persistent. It is time consuming. So without the discipline, there's nothing you're going to get out of it. Nothing.
And it's also a long-term game.
Yeah, but in the end, it pays. The security you get from it. I just feel sad when I see people who have got the opportunity and they don't know how to use it. And in Uganda, it can easily be done because this is still a virgin place. The housing is on demand, and when you look at the percentage of people who are unemployed or people who are earning less, it is going to be so hard for everyone here to own a home. So you cannot tell me that you can construct and then you lack clients. There's nothing like that. For those who can afford and don't go for it, I just feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them. Real estate is the way to go. The security you get, that's why landlords don't have customer care. They don't care. They know you want it. You cannot start
That's
sleeping
true,
on
by the
trees.
way. Landlords don't have
They don't
customer
have
care.
customer care. They
Yeah,
don't care.
they don't.
You want them.
I hope you're not that type of landlord.
How did I know that is a problem not having customer care? Definitely. I know this is bad.
Yeah.
But I've realized that they don't give
They
a
don't.
damn.
Yeah.
The reason as to why
Yeah.
what they did is so hard.
That's
So if you want someone who can treat you well, that someone is you. Go do it yourself.
Yeah.
That is it.
Wow.
That is it. Real estate. And I think my dad, actually, he corrupted all of us positively when it comes to that. All of my siblings do this.
Ah, you're all into the same
All
business.
of us, and all of us, we like 80% of us, we went to the UK. But all of us, the money we used to get, bank, back to Uganda. England
So you
got
took inspiration from
yeah. England got nothing from us.
Wow.
Whatever we worked for, we brought it
So
back
you
here.
went with a plan. That's
With
what
a
it
plan.
means.
With a plan.
And you always
as
wanted to come back home.
my heart remained here. I came to a point where I had to come back to Uganda after 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Without coming back here, I used to get stressed, proper stressed. So for the money I get the first month, I'll know it will facilitate my ticket and my expenditure. Because I used to get some good saving. I never lived a luxurious life on the other side. For the next 2 months, whatever I get, I'll bring it down here. The first time I started constructing, I came with only £3,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I managed to do something.
You can do something with it.
Yeah, and I did, yeah. So it's the obsession and knowing exactly what you want. So real estate is the way to go.
Wow, so
So what are you waiting for? Are you getting some inspiration from this?
I am learning a lot from you right now. I've already learned the discipline part of it. Discipline, focus, knowing what you want.
Discipline is the main.
Yeah.
Whatever lasts long needs a longer process. And the longer process can only be disrupted by indiscipline. And indiscipline is caused by lack of belief. Whatever you believe in, you can be consistent. What you don't believe in, you will never be consistent.
True. That's very true.
Take it to a
Because
relationship.
it won't happen anyway.
Yeah. Take it to a relationship. In the first place, when someone has not annoyed you or let you down in any field, you are so committed. Everything is going smoothly. Once the indiscipline comes in, once the doubt comes in, you will never be consistent. The mood swings will always be visible. Today you're good, tomorrow you're not. Why? It's because of what you're harboring into your mind.
Yeah, you know things are already going.
Yeah, you're going
anyway.
south. So anything can happen. And in most cases, it's negative. So you tell someone that I'm going to be investing in real estate, they will tell you all the hogwash. Now you put that money there. Okay, let us talk about it. The amount you have invested, after 10 years, are you going to get it back? Let us count. Now, 10 years to get back your 100 million. I asked them a simple question. After 10 years, where you have already gotten back your 100 million. So where did the property go?
You still have
You
it.
still have it. And it's not now 100 million. And I don't know, anyways, people who fail to launch, they're the ones who know more. People who haven't done it. But for someone who has been in there, just go in the city, look at the younger, those guys who are doing it in real estate. Ask them why they never change, why they never divert to other businesses.
Yeah. They understand how
they know.
the
They're at home. They are seated. They know that the low thinkers, I'm sorry for using that term, are busy working for them. And whatever they collect, they will go for another property. Go to Forbes. Look, what are the criteria? What do they consider to put in someone there saying that they are rich?
I don't know.
It will be real estate.
Their wealth, assets.
It will be assets. Assets will be considered first.
That's true.
So they will say Oprah is worth $2 billion. First of all, the first thing they will be evaluating will be assets. If you look at anyone here who, let us say, they're aspiring to be politicians, when they want money, they will sell out for property to go into campaigns. But ask them when they get the money, what do?
They put it back into
They
buying
put it back,
property.
yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Because it's safer there.
It is prime.
Yeah.
So you know what is the best. Why do you go for less? Why do you go for less? If you can invest, invest. It's the peace of mind you get out of it is immense. And the respect as well.
Yeah, that's true. People respect real estate. That's very true.
I've seen people who have gotten big names. They have tried out businesses, and it comes to a point in life where you cannot be seated in a shop negotiating with someone for 20,000, this and that. You know, they call themselves honorable, this and that. And when they lose their jobs, they get stressed because they think of other jobs. I think I can do this. I think I can do this kind of work. But when they look at how it's done compared to their status, they're just like, all right, I think I'm done. My advice to them, if you want to live a reputable life, even after your job, real estate. You'll be home. You don't have to struggle. You can even get an agent. You get your cut. Simple as that. It may not even be too much, but the consistency in income will be there.
Wow. So, Haj, you're definitely very passionate about real estate.
I am. There's no business you can tell me. That's why I've gone to the UK, I've gone to the US, I've gone to Amsterdam, I've done seminars here. It's about nothing but real estate. First of all, it is personal development, because for the mindset for someone to make such projects, it's the belief, it's the personality first. Who do you work with? Because some of the things I used to do them without hard cash, but my personality helped me a lot. The people at the hardware, my workers, the way I communicate, I used to get things done, even with less money. All right? But if I was that arrogant kind of a guy, I think I got the polish from the UK. Yeah. And there's something amiss here to the people who go abroad. When they come in here, I don't know, they are timid. They're so soft. When they come back here, they fail to understand how things are done here. They come in here too much muzungu, and they're just like, okay, how is this done? And the people here, the builders, the guys in real estate, I'm sorry to say this because I'm into this section. Anytime you contract them, the first thing in their mind, how can I dupe this guy? How can I take my cut?
How can I take advantage?
Yeah,
How
can I take advantage? But if when I tell people that I went to the UK 19 years, they will be like, I think you should be a Mzungu in whatever you do. But when you find me on streets here, when you find me working, you will be amazed. The kind of Luganda I'm talking, the kind of knowledge. Yeah, I'm all street.
Yeah.
It's like I never went out. So for you to dupe me, and I'm the one telling them how it's done. All right, when you send someone to buy you this is what they're going to do. You know,
so when they're in Uganda, they should be Ugandans.
Yeah, they should be Ugandans. They should be Ugandans. And I had to go back. The reason as to why I was having all those seminars is to tell the guys in the diaspora how much of a possibility they have gotten. Because anywhere in Europe, wherever they are, in those countries, you have got guaranteed income. So it's a matter of you sitting down to balance the books.
But Haj, they say that living in the diaspora and saving is extremely difficult because you're making maybe £3,000 a month, and then your expenses are also like £2,900 a month. How do you go about that? Because I feel like that's the biggest challenge. From your experience, that's what I've had. You know?
See, that's why I have to keep on coaching people, like to face reality than what they're having as a dominant idea or dominant theory. Your expenses depend on what you believe in. Okay, there are certain people who have money and they will be saying, Haji, we really need to start construction. I said, why? This money, if I stay with it, it's going to disappear. People are going to call me, they'll have problems, it's going to go, let us do it. And at the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I've got, let me say 10 million into my account. It's under my name. I've got my ATM card, my PIN number. Who's going to get that money out of my account apart from me? So If you ask me for money and I said no, do you know how much I have into my account? So it's the belief you have. You believe that you have to help. So that belief makes you put on your clothes, start your car, go to the ATM, put in the PIN number. It's nothing. There's no one taking your money. It's the belief. Besides yourself. So people are saying that I earn 3,000, but it all goes, and I just don't know how it goes. Well, you see it. You see it going. I can decide to make myself a breakfast here. All right? And let us say we get something from the market here, and it can cost me less than 10,000, and I eat peacefully. The same money I'll be spending here is this. It can be tripled if I went to Serena or something like that. So the mindset can take me to a beautiful place. Oh, I'm already stressed. I need to chill. So I go, give my money to someone who's already rich, and they manage to make a beautiful place. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So the discipline has to be in you. There's a session I made asking people, like, who takes your money? Have you ever thought about it? You see that place there?
Yes, the hangout area that
the
is there
hangout.
at the
Yeah,
corner.
now that is a football pitch. I was sleeping in here, and there was a lot of noise coming in from there. I called the owner. I told him, listen, this is supposed to be a football pitch. Why does it make a lot of noise? Said that the guys want to have fun. I need to make some money. By the time I called this guy, it was around midnight. He was sleeping. And when I looked at the quality of people who were there enjoying themselves, these were very low earners. And every time they go in there, they spend like 15,000. Now, let us work out this. The owner, the rich guy, is at home sleeping. These guys toiled the whole day to get something.
To get their 15K.
Yeah, they'll be here Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 days. That is 45,000 every week. What the other guy who's sleeping does in the morning, he will come there, open the safe, call the guys, the low earners, some of the look at the books, and he will collect all the money while they're outside back in the sun, working to get more money.
And take it for him.
Thank you very much. So it's the theory. It's the understanding I always try to teach people. In Ntinda, where we used to live, by the time my dad checked out, he had 115 houses on 2.5 acres. All right? And as we used to work, he wasn't an educated guy. He used to put on his kanzus, make us work. He just looked at us like a boss. Now, in the morning, when people were going to work, he used to greet them in English. How are you? How are you? That's all he knew. And as they walk away from him, he would say, oh, bagenze kunkolerera.
That's what he would
say. Yeah. And he would say it, and he would laugh a bit.
His tenants.
Yeah. Then it's like they have gone to the city to work for him.
And bring for me the money.
Thank you very much.
At the end of the month.
You know, slowly, that went into my subconscious mind. I realized that for the rich guy, every money you get, you don't look it as money. You look it at your substitute when it comes to working. This money can actually substitute your body, your physical body, into your workplace. You make this money work for you to the point that you don't have to physically work. If you look at money like that and you respect it, it will know, it will feel it. Okay? Now, he used to get the money, invest it, okay? And the money will bring in more money. And there are people who have got the theory of just working. Just working. They present themselves. They present themselves. I cut that out. Now,
does it matter how much money you're making?
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
It's about the belief. It's about the belief and knowing the stages. There are stages of saving. There are stages of enlarging the money. And there are stages of investing. Now, investing is good. But if you do it in the stage of saving, then it's wrong. This is something.
Explain that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if you earn like $1 million
per month.
Per month.
That's a Ugandan example, actually.
Yes.
1 million shillings
1 million.
per month.
You can look at your apartment where you stay. Ask yourself, how much is this costing me? 60,000. 60,000. The rest, if you look at it, you start taking borders. Much of it is going to go into transportation. And
Actually, much of it goes to rent. You're probably paying like 300,000,
thank you.
400,000.
Now, you ask yourself the important question. Why am I paying all of this? Who's taking my money?
The landlord.
Yes, now it should be, how do I stop him
From taking
my money? Okay? Now, do you have friends?
Yes.
Some of you hang out up to like midnight. You only say goodbye. You part for like 5 hours, then you meet tomorrow. What if you thought about it in your early years and rented out maybe a big house as a group? Okay? Each one get a room. We used to do that in England. Okay? For the 60, you can contribute, for the 600, you can contribute 300. It's a mindset. Now you have already stopped the rich guy from taking your 300.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, slowly by slowly, you start saving. Okay? Before you start the investment, if you start by investing the 300, it will make no meaning.
But it's still small.
Yeah, it is still small. Now, you need to work out a process on how you can enlarge it. That's when you start having what they call a side hustle. Okay? A side hustle helps you having a passive income. When you have passive income, you keep on enlarging it to a point where that passive income can be equivalent to the same amount of money you are making from work. Once you reach that point, then you can start investing. You can invest, you don't go in Tinder or Chanja. No, there are other places. This is a theory I need to explain further, but you cannot believe in it when you don't know it.
So what are those beginner investment opportunities for, let's say, Ugandan?
Beginner? Come on. I hate explaining something which I know I'm not going to drive home. Whatever you I'll drive these guys to go onto my page, and this is something which takes a lot of time. There are certain people who have called me for advice and have declined.
Why?
Because people will believe in what I say, and if I don't take time to talk to them, understand their beliefs, or I might give the right information to the wrong person. You see, if you motivate a fool, he will become a motivated fool.
But Haj, there are very many people who are viewing. So let's say 2 people out of 100, 2% may actually take your advice and put it into practice. We know the majority won't, but there is either that 1 or 2 people who are actually going to understand, and then maybe even go and research more into real estate and your work. So I want you to speak to that person, friendly beginner tips for investment in real estate.
Oh, okay. Now we are going to go there.
Yeah, let's go there.
But there's something I didn't drive home in the beginning. You were talking about the 3,000 pound or dollars someone makes in England. I've been there. I know how people behave. People cry foul, but they are the problems to themselves. People, how can you earn 3,000 pounds and you say that you cannot save anything? How ridiculous is that? That you are talking about 12 million, even plus. I think it's like 14.
Because they say the cost of living in Europe is very high.
You see, the cost of living.
I don't know. That's what I've heard.
Depends on you. I've been there. There was a place, actually I even showed it to them. My first room in England was for 215. I was living at a street called Almadine Road, SE26, SE18. It's in Woolwich. Anyone can go and check out that house. 215, that is how much I paid in rent. And there are people who were already paying like 1,000 in rent. You see, people don't understand processes, people don't understand times and seasons. From here, people want to come from Uganda from rags to riches. They want to live like a Mzungu. A Mzungu is already abroad. They stay there, that is their home, they're going nowhere. And you go there to work. Then when you reach there, you change the mission. And at the same time, you want to complete the mission. You understand? You are the one stopping the mission, but you are like, all right, I think I need to achieve this. I'm going to do this. But I don't save. Life can give you all the reasons as to why you cannot do it. It's up to you to fight and say, okay, I think this is the obstacle. The obstacles are going to be there. It is so ridiculous that people think it is easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
So it's not easy.
It's not easy. But if it was easy, everyone will have it. What we are fighting, you see, we are all fighting to be rich. But the rich are only 5%.
Yeah, that's true.
So the hurdles are so hard.
There are so many.
There are so many, rather.
Yeah.
So you have to sacrifice at one point. But when people reach there, they just start living a life straight away. For 3,000, for someone, there are people who are living in 1,500 apartments. And there are people who are living in bed seats for £100.
Today?
Today, 500, 600. So just look at the difference.
That's a very huge difference.
When you
actually.
convert that money, let us say £1,000 in Ugandan money, you're talking almost about 5 million.
Yeah, almost 5 million.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot, actually.
Now, imagine if you did it for a year, it will total up to 60 million.
That is
So
a lot.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Now, in 10 years, you'll be talking about 600 million.
Yeah.
But if we called the short of 60 million and you brought it back home here, you're telling me something with 60 million can do nothing?
That is a
That
lot.
is amount. That is an
lot,
amount someone can save in 1 year if they chose to do so. Now, tips for those guys who are saying that they want to come into real estate. In real estate, the factor of time is supreme. You have to respect that, and it has to be part of it. The problem we have here, people want to show off quickly that they have made it. Delayed gratification, they don't believe in
you're
it.
attacking people.
And I was teaching people as to why people who didn't attend high school go much further in education, why they are making it. They are not indulged, they are not anywhere close to peer pressure.
Yes.
Okay?
They just focus and work.
Yes, they fell out, they didn't go into groups. When you go from O level or from A level, you get like real groups, like real friends. Now your thinking faculties are just like, okay, now this is my true friend. We are going to be together for 10 years. Our kids will visit, we'll visit each other's. Now you're grown-ups. When you go to university, it even becomes worse because now you are young adults. All right, you know each other's. The circle is there. And when you are together as a group, what happens is dominant ideas are born into you. Today, if we woke up and people say that on university we are going to put on damaged jeans, before you know it, everyone is going to put it on. It has come back. Do you get it? Now, they should have, let us make it the Nigerian way. So, the dominant idea, the dominant trend tends to take us. Okay? And when we go into higher institutions, we are always working as groups. So the beliefs are created as...
At that time.
Yes. And there's always belongings. Oh, which house are you? Which political party are you? The beliefs. So it is never I. It is never me.
It's us.
It is us.
Or how will they see
Yes, me? And for people to make it in reality, people need to be quiet. They need to find solitude. They need to think. And thinking is done by yourself. People who tend to question a lot, they never prosper. They never go anywhere. That's why the daft people, those ones who were always quiet in class, when you find them in real life, they have made it. Why? They never had many friends. And from there, they used to think. They found themselves as people. Now, from university, what happens to you? You come out, you're all looking for jobs. El Nightingale said it in his teaching of The Strangest Secret in Life. That what happens to people when they start out in life, let us say they are 10, you will find that 60% are still poor, 20% are working, and it will be like 10 or 15 who will be financially independent.
Even like 5, 10
or
is
5,
a lot,
yeah. Then what happens along the way? Okay? I leave this place, I go somewhere, then I meet someone I went to school with. I'll ask him what he does. He will tell me, I'm working here in Saddling Paint, something like that. I'm looking for a job. He will take me to that place. And before you know it, what the group is getting is definitely what you're going to get. And now, to make it worse, people who have just come out of universities, after 5 or 3 years, they need to meet themselves when they have made it. Now, they force making it immediately. You want to find me, I was tiny, now I've put on some car weight.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Driving
so nice.
a nice car.
Yes, driving a nice car. Now they give me a job. Where I work, they'll be like, you know what, we can give you a car loan. All right? And you're like, all right, I need to show those guys. The opportunity has come. They see it as opportunity. When it comes to that, whoever is giving you money is not your relative. They never help you out. They're
No.
always a trap. And the house will always win, not you. It's like betting. You buy a car. So straight away, you will want a nice apartment where your boys will come in,
Party,
yeah,
show
that
around.
is it. So
Yeah.
look at it. This is what I talked about in the beginning. The rich guy is already
Always
taking something
always, yeah.
from the
From-
apartment.
yeah.
Now, the car. So you have already started off with liabilities.
Giving out your money to other people
Yes.
instead
So
of saving
it's
it.
lack of understanding. If you lack understanding, you won't have the discipline. So you see, it is the understanding which brings in the discipline. And the discipline, the consistency is done by faith. And faith cannot come out before you understand. You have to understand. You cannot believe what you don't understand. That's why from families where I come, where they are like staunch Muslims, where when you look at their kids, when they grow up, I've met lots of them in London, they're the ones always in bars. They enjoy. And when you go back to their families, they were staunch Muslims. You see, these were people who were forced to be Muslims.
Wow. Muslims
They
shouldn't
never,
drink.
they never understood the principles, but they were being forced.
They were following along.
They were just following. So following without understanding, you cannot be consistent. You get it? So I teach people to believe in a certain thing, because what you believe, you become.
So Haji, are you trying to say that as a young adult in your middle age years, you never went out to party with your friends?
Never.
You never had friends that you had to like keep up the looks with, maybe buy a nice car?
No. I dropped out of school at a young age. And my peers went ahead. They finished off their education. And when I look back, I never connected with them, because now from where I dropped off, what conversations were we having? I was living in another world from them. And actually that bothered me a lot, because at school I was really intelligent, but I wanted to work so much. The circumstances that made me go out of school and start work are totally different. But I felt bad, because I really wanted to finish off my education. I started working, the money was coming in, and I was like, okay, I need to do this. And when
At
I
this
met
point, you're in the UK or Uganda?
yeah, I was in the UK.
Okay.
I was in the UK. But there's something that struck me. After 2 years, I went to a certain bank called Halifax. I wanted to get a loan and buy a home, a mortgage. The lady who was going through my account said, this is a good amount of money. I think you can buy the house. I was like, no, I think I wish I could get something like you're getting. She said, no, I'm not getting that much. So I think she told me she was getting £8. And by then,
hour?
per hour, yeah, and she was working for like 8 hours. When I calculated that, I was like, this is like 60 what, 64?
£4 per day.
And I was working for £5 by then as a security guard. I was working 12 hours, so mine was coming up to
It was a
60. And the difference was for £4. So what I used to put in was just extra hours, but in terms of cash, we are almost in the same bracket.
Yeah.
I was like, now, if I go back to school, it will mean that I'll need like 4 or 5 years It
Before
wasn't.
I make the same money that she's
Thank you
making.
very much. Only
So
to get
it
a
really
few
doesn't
hours,
make
it doesn't
sense.
add up.
Yeah.
So I said, no, 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 I'm going to
I
stay.
rather stick with what
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
doing.
rather stick with this.
Wow. And this is someone who works with a bank.
Yeah, with the bank.
That's a prestigious job.
Yeah.
Or at least a respected
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
But you're apparently saving more money with her because she
Yeah.
seems quite impressed by your
Yeah.
saving.
You get it. Then I bought my home in the UK after only 2 years in England.
Because of saving?
It's the belief I had. I wanted real estate so bad. But then after 1 year, I got rid of it because it was making no sense to me. I was looking at the same amount I was spending in the UK compared to what I would get if I brought it back home. Then I got rid of it. You see, life is just common sense.
So let me ask you a question, Haji. When you're saving, bringing money back home, were you trying to build as many homes as your dad? Because you said your dad had like very, very many homes.
Yeah,
Was that your goal? Like,
yeah,
I want to be like my dad and build very many homes?
Yes, definitely I wanted to be like him.
Okay.
I wanted, because I saw the freedom he was enjoying. The guy would stay home the whole day and people were working for him. In his early age, he used to go to Zaire, Congo.
Yes, Congo.
Get some gold, this
Yes,
and that.
yes.
He had like 2 garages here. And by the time I was born, I think he worked for like 2-3 years. All of my life, I never saw him work.
So you just like supervise
He
his
was
houses
just supervising.
and wait for money at the
Yeah,
end
we
of the
have
month.
money to come in. So I followed the same principle.
I see.
I was like, I can stay home. Wow, you found me here. I was rushing nowhere. I was rushing nowhere.
Yeah.
So when it comes to saving, all right, the 3 stages I explained earlier is what people should look at. Okay, in the beginning, to make investment in the first stage makes no sense. Because people need to understand what we teach them. In my first video, I'll say save. Then in my last video, I'll be telling you saving will never make you rich. And if you don't follow closely, people will be like, this guy is confused.
Yeah.
He was telling us this and that, but I explain it in stages. I came to a point where I was saving in the first place. I started my passive income. My passive income started coming in. Then I started making the investments. Now, it's up to you as a person to look at how much you have gotten. Whatever you get, you need to understand that you start by saving. But who is antagonizing? Who is disturbing your saving?
Who is trying to take my money away from me?
Thank you very much. Then you say, okay, I'm going to block this person. It might be going out. It might be eating in expensive places. People try so much to impress. But the funny thing I've learned about life, the people you try to impress today, there's a term I always
They
use.
don't even care, by the way.
People who jubilate at your coronation will be the same people jubilating at your crucifixion. So it's up to you to understand that life is 100% your responsibility. It's yours. It's not your mother. It's not your father. No. My dad and my mother gone. Okay? Whatever they invested in me, I'm the one benefiting from it. So don't say that my dad is rich, this and that. No, things can change anytime. I teach people personal development. I teach people to know what they want because expensive, tangible things need to be earned by people who deserve them.
Yeah,
The question is, are you deserving
of those things?
of those things? You come to a point, you say, when you make money, it even becomes easier to make more money.
That's true. I think.
Because some of it is already onto you, the rest will be attracted. If I call in someone here and I want 10 million, they'll easily give it to me.
Yeah.
Because they know I already have
You
money.
already have it. So really, that's very,
Yeah,
very true.
it comes so easy.
Yeah.
But people just don't understand the process. And I think I'll need to make a video for them on how to go about it. But there's a program I made about the 10-year process. Oh, people liked that one. The 10-year. And I tell them how people fall off, how people cannot be consistent, and what makes them do that. And people worry about time. El Nightingale said, don't worry about time because the time will pass anyway.
That's true.
So you just worry, oh, if I do this, oh, 10 years, the time
10
is
years
going to
is a
pass.
lot. When is it going to come?
Trust me, it's going to pass. So what it is, you have to delay the gratification.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent. And whatever you do in terms of investment, you need to be interested. You take it as a passion. For me, if you wake me up midnight to any time of the night, I'll tell you exactly how much you need to construct such a house. I didn't go to school for it, but I've done it, I've lived it, and it's me. And everywhere now you go and talk about my name, the first thing that comes into people's mind
It's houses.
is houses.
Building houses, yeah.
That is it. So what do you want? People just don't know what they want.
Yeah.
Guys, we can do this day, night, anytime. It will never end. I'm so passionate when it comes to investment, when it comes to wealth, because I know the peace that comes with it. Here they tell you that money is evil. That is the first mistake. That is the first stupid idea you put into your minds. But let me tell you, I've been to both sides. I've been to a side of not having, and I'll always choose having. I went to England when I was 19, all right? I stayed focused. I disconnected from my friends, went, made money. Guess who has all the friends back?
You still have them back, yeah.
Just make something right with your life. It doesn't matter. You can be good all you want. If you don't have the money,
No one wants to associate with you.
at least
That's
you know that.
Maybe besides your mother, but no one really wants to associate
At one
with
point, even the mother will have favoritism.
you. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. There will always be that sibling who will have the power. Oh, okay, we want to do this. Oh, the birthday party. Should we make it on Friday? Or maybe we wait for Joanne to come?
Let's wait for Joanne to come.
Ask themselves why.
Because Joanne is the one to take care of the bills. Yeah.
We need such discussions, not about only showing them beautiful houses, but telling them what it takes to have it. Because people see it, and they're just like, how do you make it? Let us take them through the process. They will be interested more knowing that there is a possibility of them having it one day.
So Haji, I have one final question for you.
Go on.
What is the future of real estate in Uganda? In your eyes as a developer and someone who is very passionate about the field and also having lots of experience in the field, where do you see it heading to?
Actually, it's going to be developed definitely. It's not going to move back, but we need to understand that things have to be changed. First of all, from the government point of view as well. They need to make the processes known. How do you get your land title? How do you get your plan approved properly and quickly? There's certain things. I don't know who we are going to approach for that. I think it's the Minister of Housing, but the systems here, I don't know, in that...
They can be better.
Yeah, they can, that's the word, they can be better. And when it comes to us as developers, I think we need to do this not only for money, but we need to do it as something we believe in, with passion. Like off the camera I told you on Sunday, a day after tomorrow I'm going to Nigeria, then on Tuesday I'll be in Ghana. I'm looking for nothing apart from seeing why these guys are doing better than us. Let us ask the questions we need to ask ourselves. I've gone to all areas here, and the house you find in Nalia is the house you're going to find in Gaba. It's the same, the stones, the architectural impressions are all the same. And to me, I'm a very inquisitive person. I'm always asking, why is it like this? It's until you ask that question. You see, people who want better things don't conform. They don't settle just like that, but they ask. If they can't find what they want, they go out there and create it. To all my fellas who want to join this field and those who are already in there, let us ask the question, can we do it better? And
how can we be better?
Yes, how can we do it better? And it's doable. I think the population is going high. Definitely the demand is going high. There's nothing like investing and then getting customers. Let us go out there, make better investments, make better buildings, make better housing facilities to compete with the rest of the world. And Uganda, definitely the cash is there, beautiful things are needed, and we are going to make it.
We're going to make it
We're
happen.
going to make it. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, definitely.
Okay. Yes. So in conclusion, you can tell us about your company, what you're doing for the people here in Uganda and also in the diaspora, and then maybe how people can reach out to
Actually, people are going to start now calling me. How you have discovered this guy? I think he can work for me. Well, actually, what I did when I started this company, purely, I marketed it to help Ugandans who are working in diaspora, just to solve a problem. It wasn't about money, and my beliefs are still the same. I want to only work for people, for Ugandans who are in diaspora. I'm solving a problem. If you are here, I think you're good to go. You can find someone to help you out. Yeah, it's not only a job to me, it's a mission. Yeah, I want people who
There's
are there.
purpose behind it.
Yeah, there's
meaning,
purpose behind it. Yeah, people who are back, who are there to bring something back home, knowing that there's someone they can trust. And there are many. I cannot even serve all of them. So it will be unfair for me to start serving people who can be here and supervise their work. I don't mean to say that I'm just arrogant, I'm not working for them. There are certain things I believe in. I believe in working, but at the same time feeling that I'm helping someone. It is a service. So this is Haji Yasin Bakaluba. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook. When you go in there, just type in Bakaluba Property Services. And on TikTok, Haji Bakaluba. And you see my amazing work.
But Haji, your work is very amazing. Are your services affordable? Someone may feel, like, Haji, a millionaire, mansions, with my small savings.
There's a story.
Can I really manage to work with this guy?
There's a story I told of, I think it was in 2000, when we went to, I had a friend, we were just going through the city. Then we went via Equatorial. Not Equatorial, Imperial Hotel. There was a revolving door there. And we wanted to go in just to see it. And when we approached it, we just looked at ourselves. The askaris were there. And they said nothing to us, and we just walked away. We wanted to go through the revolving door.
You felt intimidated.
Yes, intimidated. Now,
yeah.
The hotel is a public area.
Yeah.
Up to the reception.
But the impression.
And knowing that I could not afford, definitely I was like, okay. Yeah, the askaris didn't say anything, and then we just walked out. But if you went in there and asked for a cup of tea and some guineas, you'll be amazed. For 10,000, you can afford.
Yeah.
But then people will run to somewhere like Wandegea. And they will go to Tipsy, anywhere there, and they will charge them like 15. And they will say, all right, decent. Do you know why they're comfortable? Because they're seeing people in the same class like them going past. So they have a belief that
this is where I'm supposed to
thank you very much. So it's affordable here. It's affordable here. But the environment is not that conducive. You could have afforded the other side, but because you did not take the initiative to find out.
Even ask the price.
It's just perception. There are certain people who fear beautiful shops, thinking that the prices have to be high.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
But ask, and you'll be given. And if you don't ask, you will never know. Ask. I'm not that expensive, but I just love what I do. That's all. That's all. And I tell people, the materials you use to construct an ugly house can be the same materials. You see, for a house like this,
That's true.
if you look at the same structure, constructed, and it's ugly, it will come out to be the same bricks. The same bricks, but just an ugly structure. Simple as that. So what's there? If I painted this white blue, it will turn ugly straight away. It will be the same color in terms of money. But it's the choice of saying, let me make it white. It's the beauty that comes out with the white, but not the money. We are off.
Wow,
All
you're
right?
very right.
Did
Yeah.
you get that one right?
I've gotten it. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate.
And I think we'll have a next session.
We should for sure. We should for sure. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. Be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you think. And also check out my Uganda travel guide. It's listed on my website. I'm going to leave a link below. It will save you lots of time to try to gather around information. And you'll also be supporting my channel if you choose to buy it. If you are in Kampala, you're looking for travel services, air ticketing services, looking for a visa, reach out to Wide Travel Deals that are on Buganda Road. They will help you out with that. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.